What if I told you the money in your pocket was never meant to make you rich? In fact, it was designed to control you. And the craziest part? You've been playing their game without even knowing the rules. Sounds unbelievable? Stick around, because once you understand who really created money, you'll never look at your paycheck or your future the same way again. And no, it wasn't some wizard in a castle or an ancient king in a golden robe. The truth runs far deeper. So, if you've ever wondered why you hustle hard, save smart, and still feel broke, this video might explain everything. Let's break it down. 5 brutal truths you were never meant to know. Number 1. The barter system and the birth of money. Long before banks, bills, or Bitcoin, people traded goods. You have cows, I have rice. We trade. Simple. But have you ever tried trading a cow for a haircut? Awkward, right? That's where early societies got creative. They invented something everyone would accept. Shells, beads, rare stones, anything they could all trust as valuable. Money wasn't power back then. It was trust. A simple agreement between two people that something had value. But here's where it gets interesting. If money is based on trust, what happens when that trust is manipulated? We're getting there. Number 2, kings, coins, and the first power grab. As trade grew, rulers saw an opportunity. Why let people decide value when they could control it? So kings stamped their faces on coin, declared their value, and taxed their people. Money shifted from a tool for trade to a tool for control. And when banks came into the picture, they didn't make things better. They introduced loans, interest, and debt. Let me ask you, ever wonder why being in debt feels like a trap? Because it is. It was designed to be. And that was just the warm-up act. Number 3, the rise of banks and the paper money scam. In medieval times, merchants needed a safe place to store their gold, so they turned to goldsmiths. The goldsmiths issued paper notes in exchange for gold. These notes became early paper money, but then greed kicked in. The goldsmiths realized most people never came back for their gold, so they started printing more notes than the gold they actually held. They invented fractional reserve banking, a system where banks lend out more money than they have in reserves. Basically, they created money out of thin air. Sound familiar? It should, because that's exactly how modern banks operate. And when too many people demanded their gold back at once, the whole system collapsed again and again and again. But this ancient scam didn't die. It became the foundation of modern finance. And the biggest shocker was yet to come. Number 4, the death of the gold standard and the rise of fiat money. For centuries, money was backed by something real, like gold or silver. You could exchange your paper notes for actual treasure. But in 1971, everything changed. The United States abandoned the gold standard. From that moment, money wasn't backed by anything but trust. No gold, no silver, just promises. And guess who controls that trust? Central banks, private institutions with the power to print as much money as they want, whenever they want. Let me ask you this. Ever wonder why prices keep going up, but your salary doesn't? It's not bad luck. It's inflation. And inflation isn't an accident. It's a hidden tax, one that steals your time, your savings, and your future. But here's the real question. How do the rich seem immune to all this? Number 5, who really controls money today? Today, kings don't rule money. Banks and governments do. They control how much money exists, how much it's worth, and who gets access to it. They decide when to print, when to lend, and when you drown in debt. But here's the twist most people miss. The wealthy figured out the rules of the game. They borrow cheap, invest smart, and grow richer, while everyone else works harder for less. They're not smarter. They're just playing a different game, one most people don't even know exists. But this isn't a doom story, because once you see the system for what it is, you stop being a pawn and start becoming a player. Money isn't evil, but ignorance of the system, that's deadly. If this opened your eyes, don't stop here. Tap the video on screen now. Why the rich don't worry about inflation and how you can do the same. Because the people who win this game aren't the ones who complain about it. They're the ones who understand it and master it.